Hello and welcome to the Art of the Oracle. I'm here in my tune room and I'm gearing up for a 3-card pick a card reading. And I wanted to set the tone for you to feel that you can answer or that you can ask any question that has been on your mind, or something that you've been worried about, or something that you feel like has been taking your energy and you just would love a little bit of insight. I'm going to bring in a variety of different cards to help answer those questions. And then I'm going to give you 3 options. Now you can pick any of these options, or you can pick all of these options and you can ask multiple questions. So thank you so much to all of you who are new to the channel. I'm very, very excited to have such a beautiful group of people following me here at the Art of the Oracle. I'm in my tune room. I'm gearing up for a tuning session here shortly and wanted to come in and bring some clarity. I hope you all are getting out in the sun and spending some time in nature, as well as drinking plenty of water and being aware of your body and how it's working right now within all of this fluctuating energy and things that are going on. So here comes the video and first options for you to choose a little intro to what the options are going to be. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here at the channel, and I'll see you soon. Hello, thank you for being here at the Art of the Oracle. So this is a 3-card pick a card reading. And whatever question that you have, I would sit with the question, breathe into your energy, and then when you, whatever the first deck is that you're drawn to, or whatever your intuition is saying, is the reading for you. So I'm going to go through what your options are. I've decided to start with like the animal and elemental energies. So really a lot of wisdom in both of these energies. So the first one for reading number 1 is card 3 with Armadillo Spirit, Set Healthy Boundaries. And with this, we also have a crystal, which is Ruby Tourmaline. And then for reading number 2, we have card number 58, Stag Spirit with Take the Leap. And the crystal that is working with this energy is Jade. And lastly, our third reading is card number 2 with Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. And the crystal energy is Kunzite. So we'll dive into what these crystal energies are bringing and what the animals are bringing. Take your time, and whatever, if you have multiple questions, you can come back and choose different piles to help with that. Or if you really just want to see what is the information on each one of the piles, and whichever one feels right to you is the right one for you. So let's get into the readings now. All right, so reading number 1, let's begin with Armadillo Spirit, Set Healthy Boundaries. Yeah, so Armadillo has the ability, you know, it's got its shell that it carries around outside. It's kind of, in this one is such a beautiful depiction because it looks like this beautiful, sweet creature who has had to really protect itself. And, you know, if you've seen armadillo, doesn't seem to be tons of love out there for armadillo. They dig up your yard. They really, I think, are a little bit misunderstood about their energy. But when the cards come out and armadillo is in it, sometimes it's asking you to really take a look at, are you letting people in that shouldn't be in? Have you set up healthy boundaries? It's about you and your energy first. Then you decide who can come into the energy. You decide, it's all up to you, how your energy is spread out, right? So you may have a family and children and work. And so you know that your energy is being pulled in multiple directions. And then when you have time for you, sometimes, you know, we're so used to being pulled in many different directions, one more thing isn't really noticed. But It's asking you in some sort of situation that there may be boundaries that are blurred or something you're unaware of that is draining your energy. That's kind of what I'm feeling, but we'll see what the cards will say to help influence that. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. Like you have something in your world that could be draining energy from you, and you're not exactly sure what it is because you have so many things on your plate. So it says, the message of protection from Armadillo Spirit is to relax, live, and let live. If you or someone else is being defensive, you are called to step back and trust in the Spirit plan. Because the medicine is tricky and you're in a really, really tricky time. We're all in, there's so many energies, so much to navigate. There's, there's seems to be great divides in everything. And so sometimes you're being asked to choose one side or the other, and it may not quite be that simple. So don't let somebody bully you into something that doesn't quite feel right to you, or don't allow yourself and your energy to be depleted by the feeling of needing to defend yourself against others. Could be family, friends, loved ones. So you need to set up boundaries on yourself, what it is that you need to be happy and healthy, and then you can give to others once you go out into the world. And then the energy of ruby tourmaline, which is beautiful. We think of ruby as being the color or the stone of significant royalty and love. This energy that's coming in with ruby is relieving a restless or troubled mind, and it helps create a calm feeling that boosts self-confidence. That really makes sense to me, because when you have a lot of things pulling at your energy, it can cause like unease, right? And you probably need confidence. One of the reasons why we spread ourselves too thin is that we don't have as much confidence, and we feel that we don't want people to think poorly of us. So we do or give too much. This also attracts in love, the physical and the spiritual world. It says attracts love in the physical and spiritual world and provides assurance that it is safe to love. So sometimes that's one of the things that Armadillo tells us, is that we've set up too strong of a boundary. So this is about boundaries, and it says healthy boundaries. So if somebody's depleting you and pulling your energy and you need to strengthen those boundaries, or if somebody's trying to get in and really wants love, right, wants to bring you some love, then maybe the boundaries need to soften a little bit. Okay, so the animal. This is the other thing that I wanted to bring in is, what is the archetype that's running through your world right now, right? We all have influences, archetypal influences that can be coming in. This is a very powerful card. And I can say with all certainty that this has never come out in a reading. So I'm super excited. The first thing that I'm noticing about this is that you see this black and white energy and this crystal blue eye. And to me, it almost feels like this awareness that is coming into you. So I'm almost feeling like you need to strengthen your boundaries. Like the animal instinct is saying to protect yourself in the situation. This is card number 19. And if you add 1 and 9 together, you get 10. So it feels like there is an ending to something that is happening and a new beginning. So if you have felt in the past that you have been taken advantage of, or that you have been troubled and you really need this calm safety that comes with the clear boundaries. You know that if you live in a house that, you know, your neighbors don't make you feel safe, or something around you doesn't feel safe, and then, you know, it's very troubling. But when the boundaries and the clear awareness is set up, the clear boundaries are set, then we all feel a little bit more secure. So let's go to the guidebook and see what it has to say. It says that we are mammals, and the hair in our chest and our legs reminds us that we are. We try hard to deny this natural animalistic influence within us. Let's see, the animal within means Activating the animal within means reawakening our relationship to nature in the most broad and embodied sense. Drinking from waterfalls, roaring at the moon, opening your eyes underwater, eating berries from the vine. The life force of our planet begs us to set down the devices, the constraints, the social constructs, and remember the warm blood that pulses through our veins. The animal longs for breath, food, procreation, and physicality. It wants soil under our nails and starlight on our skin. If this all sounds terribly unsophisticated to you, take note that it is said that when Buddha became enlightened, he roared like a great lion. So isn't that interesting? This is talking about, setting up boundaries. And this is saying it is time for you. I think it's coming out because you need to set clear boundaries and give yourself the time that you need to be able to remind yourself who you are. It's not just about animal instincts, but it's about becoming aware of what your place is in the world and where you're at, and feeling grounded, feeling nurtured, feeling protected, and opening yourself up to love. So this is a really, really beautiful message coming in for us. One of the things that I wanted also to bring in are these sacred creator oracles giving us words of inspiration and wisdom. So can you give me, I thought I saw a card here open. What is pile number 1? Yep, there it is. Need to know at this time. So let's see, that's card 21. It was just open. It was probably something from a previous reading. And it's funny because it just doesn't feel right for this reading. But I feel like it needed to come out for some reason. Like maybe there's something that you need to laugh or lighten up a little bit about. And is there another message in here for reading number 1, please? Wow. Okay. So yeah, I love this. This feels right. What do you really want? So that's part of it. Sometimes we can't have clear boundaries because we don't actually know what we want, right? Everything that looks a little confusing at this time. And we're, not sure, like what is real, what's mine, what's yours, what is good, what is bad. So the influence of, the angels and angel numbers is what's coming in. To make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to divine purpose and which way takes me away? Yeah, so this is coming out with Vanessa because that's part of what this is. One of the things that it says is it relieves a restless, troubled mind and creates calm that boosts self-confidence. And maybe you haven't had clear boundaries and now you're kind of feeling like you're not exactly sure, like you don't have the confidence to make the decisions that you need to make. And then we have a new romance. Isn't that interesting? Because we did have this card over here that was the second part of it said it attracts love, and in the physical or spiritual. So it could be like some new practice that you fall in love with, but it could also be a person or an idea of some sort that you're falling in. This says a new romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through a reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Because this was a very interesting message that felt like it was dualistic, like it had 2 totally different options, but both of them seem relevant for you reading number 1. So lastly, what I wanted to bring in before the tarot is numbers. Is there a number of influence that is coming into your world right now or something that you reading number 1 needs to pay attention to at this time? So what is the number, please, for reading number 1? All right, let's see what this is. It's funny because this is the number that I saw when I flipped it over, which was 22. Yeah, so 2 and 2 makes 4, which creates harmony and balance, right? And when 2 things to come together, whether it is some serious relationship or you being able to construct healthy boundaries around you, it will create harmony, especially if you've had like a trouble, or if you're trying to figure out which way to go, the first thing that's important is to decide, you need the space to sit down to make these decisions possible. And then we have, I love this, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's something that's been coming out in my world a lot, is these number sequences like 1, 2, 3, 4, progressive numbers like that. So that's beautiful, saying that there is harmony. These are the numbers. So when you see the card number 22 or double twos and something, it's asking you to bring something back into harmony. And then if you have numbers like this coming out, or even if you don't, what it's saying now is that there is potential. But if you see them reoccurring out in the world, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, that kind of thing, it's telling you that to pay attention to something, because there's potential in what it is that you're experiencing at this time. So we're going to go to Light Seers and see if we can wrap up this reading and answer the question for pile number 1. Can we get clarification on the boundaries and what is coming in? Information for reading number 1, please. Look at that. And it's interesting. Cards come out when they're really, they come out in a grouping when I feel like the influence is strongly there, which for you, the Lover's influence is there. 6 is also around choices, making things tangible in the world, but it's also saying something is coming together, creating some sort of balance for you. And maybe you already know this person and you're trying to decide, what do you want? Do you really want to go in this relationship? Because it looks like that there is great potential in this relationship at this time if you're feeling that energy. It could have been somebody that was unhealthy from the past, or maybe you're in an unhealthy relationship and you're not sure how to get out of it. And if you do, a new relationship is imminent for you, I believe. That's what the card said. So that's one of the questions. So what is the decision? Can we get more information about something that is being... Okay, look at that. So I always feel like this card has a really interesting, loving vibe in it as well. So it's right here, 2 and 7. What do you really want is 9. So something, you need to make a decision now. You need to make this a 9-year. We're coming to the close of that. This energy here of the Page of Cups is this young, heart-opening energy, but sometimes he's a big dreamer, right? He wants lots of things that are outside of himself, and it leads to not making decisions at all, because there's the dream and then there's just more dreaming, right? And so I believe what it's asking you to do is you need to make a decision on all of this. Reading number 1, can we get more information, please, about how to make this decision? All right, so we also have, is this upside down or right side? It's right side. Again, another 9 here. Right? And if you look at 6 and you turn it upside down, it's also a 9. So there's something about this that is very important, I feel like, right now, because this is about you finally tapping into you, the boundaries that you have, getting alone and not having the influence necessary of somebody else outside. But you'll get the clarity that you need for this when you go, like when you step away and you open up your own intuitive awareness. There's something about you getting away and being apart from everything else that's going to help you make the decision that you want to make. Final cards, please, for reading number 1. Okay, wow, that's quite a few. So that's a lot of cards. So all right, so look at this. So we have the 10 of Cups, which is so I feel like there's a lot of love energy here. I don't know if you're noticing that. So all of this, we got love, there's some love here, love, 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 love. With the exception of this Hermit card, really, it's about you knowing what you want, you knowing which way to go to make the decision, which part really elevates your heart. Now we have the Knight of Swords, which is upside down, and it is meant to be in the upside down position. The Knight is one of the fastest moving, or the Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving cards in the deck, because the Swords energy is this air energy. It's words, it's wisdom, it's information coming in. And when it's upside down, it feels the opposite. It feels like there is something that has been weighing on you, that has been stopping you from making this decision that you need. There's potential here, so don't get bogged down with some of the details of what this thing is. You have to make a decision. Are you going to stay with the details, or are you going to let some of it go? And this could be the thing that stops the progression. There is card number 18, which is also 9. So we have lots of 9s coming out here as well. And the moon brings in an unseen element. So there's something about what is going on here that you've not either allowed yourself to see or you haven't quite seen yet. So the moon asks you to follow your intuition. It's a very intuitive card as well. It's bringing in an emotion to the whole situation and bringing awareness to something that has been in the dark. So that is potential here, is for you to get, there's something that you haven't seen. So there's, I feel like, a piece of the puzzle that you haven't seen yet because you've been bogged down into different details. So I feel like there's great potential in whatever this is. This is like beautiful rainbow energy here. And I feel like you have the power to make this decision. It's just that you're not making the decision. And there's something that you're fearing. There's a factor, like a fear factor in the whole thing, that's keeping you from making the decision. Because if you look at this card number 7, it's about creating, it's about choices. It's about where are you putting your attention, where there is potential here for growth. There is something that's already been planted. It's already showing some of the rewards. It's just, is this what you really want? So only you can make that decision, whether it's a job, whether it's loved ones, whether it's a new career that's going to open your heart, whether it's where you're moving and you just want to feel like your heart is in it. This could be part of all that, or it could be a person that is coming back in that you really had an attachment to in the past, and you're trying to decide if you want to go back and revisit. So you're going to, in my opinion, you're going to have to go within and sit with all of this, but there's great potential in wherever it is, what you're seeing, what you're moving forward, but you have to inevitably make that decision. So thank you so much for being here at the Art of the Oracle. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And if you're interested in any of the other readings, pile number 2, you are next. Right, so reading 2, this is for you. You have Stag Spirit, Take the Leap. Card 58 reduces down to a 4. So there's something it feels like about your stability, about setting a foundation for what's to come next. I feel like this particular Stag Spirit, because of the way it is shown here on the card, I'm getting a real soft, gentle energy, as well, like as a masculine energy, and the purity of what's happening within this leap. It says take the lead. So, but I feel like there's like a leap of faith that you're wanting to take because you're needing to step into a leadership role, and you're not exactly sure that it's like there's a little bit of a fear factor about you moving forward with something. So let's dive into more cards to see if we can get some clarity. So one of the other cards that was with your reading is Jade, a symbol of purity and serenity. And that's kind of what I was feeling like with this white stag, is that there's something that feels, pure, that feels innocent. This jade can help you calm your nervous system, channels passion in a constructive way. It is also believed to attract good luck and friendship. It's a cleansing stone that aids the body's filtration and elimination of organs. That's a lot for jade, but maybe that's what you need, is that you need some purity of your own body and mind before you can take this lead. But I feel like there's a beautiful soft energy around you that is helping you to make this particular decision. So one of the things that I also wanted to bring out is archetypes, because I feel like there is an archetypal energy, and there you go, that is running through whatever it is that you're looking at this time. And with you, I feel like both of these cards want to come out for you because they feel very similar in many ways. But you have the Nectar, which is card number 58. Again, this is 58. So that number reduces down to 4. And what is nectar? The nectar of life is this sweetness, this, you know, the richness of what life really has to offer. And so there is something about you being able to step into this with a pure, look at, again, there's a peonies or a rose or something in the middle of this, which is showing me yet again a softness. And then here with the heart, card number 31, which is also a 4. So all these cards are reducing down to 4. There's some decision here or something that your world is asking you to take the lead in, and it's going to create a solid foundation for you. There is something that is necessary for you to step into that space, that foundational energy. I feel like I need to read a little something from Nectar. This has been really fun because these cards have not come out in the past. And so I'm excited to see what these say. So the Nectar card is, there's a miraculous substance known as amaret in the Hindu mythology, or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. The golden nectar, or sacred elixir, is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance, soma, is known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the body, mind, and spirit. So the Nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, activities that regenerate and heal us. So maybe it's asking you to take the lead here in this healing, because this card also was talking about purity, serenity, calming the nervous system, and cleansing through elimination, right? It says here, a cleansing stone that aids in the body's filtration and elimination. And possibly there's something going on there with your heart as well, asking you to really heal something within your body. It says it helps regenerate and heal. This medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle form that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sinuous, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. So isn't that interesting? Yeah, so there's some element here that has to do with the heart. So we're going to go a little further. Don't underestimate the remedy of what it's asking you to do, which is this quiet, pure, simple. That's what I feel like it's hearkening back to, is something that is a little bit more simple rather than something that is really complicated. Maybe you've been making something a little bit too complicated. Let's see what it says here. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has activated this substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. So that's a really interesting way to kind of end that. It's almost as if it's saying, you know, that you can find the nectar in others through their eyes. Maybe you have seen this sort of attraction in others' eyes. The heart is all about the home and how you feel about it. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed in nature, music, dance, things like that. And the card encourages us to move past the layers of life and the entangled things, which is why it shows all this around it, and to go to the center of something. So the eyes are supposed to be the seat of the soul as well. Let's dive into the Sacred Creators Oracle and ask for a little bit more. This is a really beautiful reading. I'm very excited for you, pile number 2. This is saying, choose who you are becoming. So I've really enjoyed the cards that are coming out here. They've been powerful, very simple messages. This is like a crossroads. That's what this is saying right here, that you're at a crossroads right now and it's up to you to decide. 7 is all about choices and making a decision. So what is it that you want? Who is it that you want to become? There's something asking you to take the lead. Again, we have this green energy that was coming in with Jade, asking you to kind of clear something away, go to the heart of something, go to the center, and get the healing that you need to move forward. So there's also a hidden influence here that I'm asking through these cards. Look at more of this green energy. And it's funny, this came out in reading number 1 as well. To make a decision, ask yourself which way brings you closer to the divine purpose and which way takes you away. And it's interesting that this is coming right here, which is asking you to make a decision and a choice. You decide who you're becoming. You decide what directions that you're going in. You decide what experiences. You decide what healing you want to do and what nectar with the beautiful richness that is coming into your world and not, right? And so we're going to go finally to the influence of these beautiful numbers and ask, what is there an influence, a number that would help you to make the decision? My dog is having a moment. I don't know if you can hear her. She's like, she doesn't usually do that. So I love this. Hey, stop it, girly. She's really, because this isn't interesting. So it's bringing back the same energy that we started with the 9/11. And, you know, if you're living here in the United States, 9/11 is a very interesting energy, right? Because we had this horrible event, this invasion that happened at 9/11. And maybe that was an inevitable event, but it's kind of saying, I love that it's using here this transformation, that something is changing. So you're becoming someone. The point is who are you becoming? What are you choosing to experience? What are you putting at the center of your world? Are you going to hang on to old things? Are you going to lead the way into your next life, or are you going to give your power to someone else? There's an inevitability about what is happening. We're all moving forward. It's just whether we're going in the direction that we really choose to go in or not. And, I'm kind of excited to see. I think it's time for tarot because this feels like it's all going in the same direction, but I'm asking for clarity, please, with the Light Seer's Tarot. Okay, so these cards popped right up, so we're going to go with these. So the Hanged Man, yeah, this is about choices. Again, this green energy is coming in here because this is when it's asking you to change your perspective, that there is something that you really need to look at, that when you do, it's going to create a new awareness, a new enlightenment. And we have the World. So as you can see here, this is 12 and 21. They are like the mirroring of each other. So when you look at something differently and bring in, and Jade is believed to attract good luck and friendship. So there's something that is going to change your world. It's going to turn everything upside down, literally. And then look at this with the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is about the having everything it is that you desire. It's the having everything. So the ending of a cycle of perhaps not having. And then 1 and 0 is 1, which creates a whole new world for you. And it's very, very interesting that it's asking you to make this a conscious movement forward. That no matter what you do, you're going to be heading in a direction that is going to change something that I feel like is going to be for the better. Let's get some final cards for you, reading number 2. Can we get any more information, please, about what this is? So this feels like a lucky win, right? This is about having the abundance, the family, the job, the location, whatever it is, it's tangible things in this world. And it's actualized. So if you've been working towards something and you have felt like you haven't been getting a lot of benefit from it, this is saying that all that is about to change and things are going in your direction. And you could already be experiencing some of these. That's kind of what I'm feeling like a little bit. And it's all about changing your perspective slightly so you see this world coming into view. There is the Knight of Cups energy, which is really interesting. And then the Lovers. So we have several cards that came out, like both of these came out in the previous reading. And this is about love coming in. So the Knight is a movement towards something. It's movement towards, and it could be something coming back from the past, because just the nod that he has that I've noticed here is that, you know, there could be somebody wooing you, like maybe as your world, you know, changes complete direction here, which I think is very possible. And it could be something that's inevitable, that is coming whether you like it or not. But it's going to be how you choose to look at what ends up happening as to what happens from there, because you have the ability to have everything that you want. And after this, I feel like this shift is happening. And then what ends up coming in is either a love for yourself or a love of someone else coming in, because this is choice point and this other night energy. So we have this love, or the Lover's card, which is a major arcana card, as well as these. So out of these 6 cards, half of them are major arcana, saying that this is a really big shift for you, reading 2. This is something very, very big that is going to take you in a new direction and allow you, like, to let go of things that aren't serving you and to put down roots somewhere that allows you to become really grounded into something. So this is the slowest moving knight in the deck, right? And both of these are slower knights, whereas, you know, the other knights are much faster. And I feel like in between this is you being able to see the connection of something, the connection between what you really love and what you're moving into. There's going to be a connection, and this is what this Lovers and what this coming together is. It doesn't feel really like a person. It feels like you coming into balance on some level, because you've shifted everything and you're now going to start seeing the things that you need to see, and your heart will be open. But it's not, doesn't mean love won't come in, but it's not necessarily about love. It's about you loving this new part of your life, about you taking the lead, about you deciding what you need to feel the stability that you want, which is really what that Knight energy is. It's about moving forward. He's got his shoes off here because it's a stable step forward. It's not a chaotic move. It's about really moving forward with the things that matter to you and letting go the things that do not matter. So I hope this gives you some clarity on your question, reading number 2. And I hope you'll come back in the future and take a look at some of our daily messages. And if you want a more of a deep dive into answers for your question, then reach out through my email and we will do a private reading. So thank you again. Bye now. Right, pile number 3. This is your reading. So we've started out here with card number 2, which the first thing that I'm hearing is that there's something that is coming together for you with the number 2. It's about bringing 2 things together. And after this thing happens, which hopefully we'll find more information about it through the cards, is that things are you're gonna find that everything is gonna go quickly towards this new reality for you, is what I'm hearing. Because I feel like you've been moving in a direction and it has just probably felt like you've been trudging through deep water. Like, I'm literally seeing it all the way up to your neck, like you're barely keeping your head above water, and that you can't seem to get your stability, right? There's something coming in to help you do this. And kunzite facilitates a connection between one's heart and universal love. So isn't that interesting? I said that there was something that I feel like something coming in that, and it could be a connection between, it says heart and universal love allows for intimate communication between the heart and the mind, encouraging openness to accepting the quiet urgings of the heart. It teaches the value of joy, celebration, and receptivity. Yeah, and so what that says to me is it could be that part of the reason why you haven't been moving forward is because there's been some disconnect somewhere between what you believed and what you really felt in your body. Like maybe there wasn't, sometimes when we've had pain and, interesting card to come out here, the River. When we've had traumas and pain that's been part of our life, and you know, of course everybody has, but it affects us all a little bit differently, is that sometimes that we create a barrier which actually keeps us separate from feeling. And it's a mechanism that we have that's really about protection, but it does keep us disjointed and keeps us unable to feel in our body, sometimes unable to open our heart, sometimes that it just puts us right in our mind, and like our mind decides what everything is, and we no longer attach to our intuition and our feeling, and so nothing is embodied. And so this is saying that that's part of the connection that is coming together for you, is that a real deep heart connection with what's going on in your life, for you to really have this new awareness. Now we also have the river here. So one of the things that I wanted is this archetypal energy to reveal something that is going through our world right now that's very important. And the river is about a place. The river is obviously very fast moving, and we have this energy of the horse. It's reflecting to you that, again, this antelope spirit, that something is moving very, very quickly, that something is coming forward. And I think what it wants you to do is to accept this union between, it might be painful for you to be able to feel for the first time, or when this awareness comes, it may be a very big opening. So I'm going to read a little bit of the guidebook. It says here, the river is the real you, full of deep emotion, potential, nothing to hide, nothing to judge. May you drink in the sight of your true self. And that's exactly what this was saying in the beginning, is that there's a disconnect that has been going on here, and there's something that's coming forward for you that is being heralded in, you know, like a river. It's just going to flow into your world, and then you're going to be knocked off your feet, is basically what I'm hearing, because this thing that is coming has to come in for you to connect into the true you, to find out what it is, because I feel like just been running on autopilot. So let's get some more information. Balance. Yeah, of course you need balance. So card number 14 reduces down to 5. It's all about a change, and the change, because the river can knock you off balance. All of this speed and all this stuff that's coming through, I think, is going to knock you off balance. But when you get back up again, your feet will be solid, and you'll have more of awareness, and you'll feel things that you haven't felt in a really long time, which could be confusing. But inevitably, all these things, and this may make sense to you and may not. I hope it makes sense to you, but something is really either going to knock you off balance, or has knocked you off balance, because the point is that you didn't know that things were not good or coherent or whatever. And it's like when you're building like those little cards where you could put them on top of each other like a deck of cards, and everything looks great and it looks really fun, but really there's no stability there, and some wind blows in and bam, everything comes falling down. And that's kind of what it feels like. This is very fast moving energy, like a breeze blew into your world, knocked the houses down, or if it hasn't, it looks like it might, and then it's like you start all over again, but you start all over with balanced energy, and you're a newfound connection. I feel like there might be one more of these cards here. Wow, very interested in seeing like how this plays out for you. So light in the unexpected. So that's exactly what I was feeling, right? Something that pulls you off balance is going to create, so it creates a new awareness. That's what the light in the unexpected says to me. It's bringing something new into your world, and you can't ever see it coming. So one of the things I also wanted to bring in was this energy, this influence that's kind of unseen, that's going through the background of your world. And this one is asking you to take action. It says, you're in touch with the truth in the situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. So that would So what I'm feeling from this particular card is this would say that you are in touch with your emotions and your feeling, but something is going to knock you off balance, creating, or already has, and it's bringing about this new awareness and asking you now, which is hard to do when you haven't been in balance. There's a lot of water symbolism here. This is Oceana. Water represents the emotional aspects of you. And when you've been kind of divorced, for lack of better words, from your feeling and your emotional energy, you don't trust yourself when it finally does come in. You're unsure. And this is saying that, you know, lean into these things that feel maybe a little bit foreign. We're going to ask for a number for you to keep in mind or be aware of. Let's see, is there a message in the numbers, please, for reading number 3? Okay. Wow, security 808. Yeah, so when you've been off of balance, what do you want? You want to come back into balance. And if you look at what this, it's like this infinite. It is like a balance symbol in itself. 8 is the same on the top as it is in the bottom. And then there's this cross point where you actually get to, it's the balance point, right? It's literally like you get to pause for a minute in the middle and you can look at both sides equally. And that's kind of what it's asking here, is that through this security, I feel like that's what you want. I feel like part of what you want is you want something like a secure decision. You're afraid of making a decision because you want to know for certain that that's the way to go. And the truth is that you have to trust yourself, and all this stuff needs something. It's coming along very quickly, and you probably are not going to feel like you can make a decision that quickly. You need more security to be able to make the decision, and it's not going to give it to you. It's asking this, the whole point of all of this is that you've been off balance. You haven't had the connections perhaps that you've needed. There is a strong new feeling of connection that's coming in for you, if you don't already have it, that is bringing you more of an embodied awareness. And as everything keeps speeding up and you're tapping more into your intuitive nature here, and you come into balance, things that you didn't expect will be coming in. It's going to be the synchronicities playing out. You're going to want like somebody to give you set in stone or writing on the wall. I'm not sure that you're going to get it. So, because the point is that it wants you to make a decision trusting in yourself and your own intuitive nature, which you may be a little bit detached from, because this is about encouraging this openness. It's going to be the catalyst for something that is needing to happen. So let's go here and ask for information for reading number 3. What do we need to know? Okay, so when cards fall out on the floor, look at that. Of course, it's a 2 of cups. Yeah, it's this energy that's literally reinforcing exactly what this is saying. It's the 2 energy. It's you moving quickly towards this connection, this universal love, having your heart and your head connected and making the decisions to move forward. Let's see what else. So that's part of it. It's reinforcing some of that energy. And what is 2 and 2 together creates 4, which is creating the balance and the stability that you need to move forward. That's what the 4 of Wands is. It's more of a fire energy, creating the balance that is needed, the stability, the security. But it's like you want the cart before the horse is kind of what I'm feeling. It's like you want all this security. You're going to get it, but you got to move with this intuitive nature, with this heart energy before it comes into balance. But this union is going to create what you need. So trust in that, basically what this is saying. Okay. And then we have the 3 of cups. So more cup energy. And this is telling me that with this connection, something is going to progress, and you're going to see something that in a new way is really what I'm hearing. This is like the Big Dipper, and it's a connection, maybe a family connection, maybe a group connection, maybe like-minded people, but it's going to help you to move forward with what it is that you're experiencing. Wow, the sun is the bettering of this situation. So there's also something coming in. This is what I was feeling, like you're going to see this in a new way. And this is an illumination. All of this feels like something is coming in to help to bring about this new energy for you, this new awareness. And it's coming in very quickly. 1 and 9 is 10, which takes you back to the beginning. It's like receiving the thing that you need and then moving forward with that one thing that you always wanted to have, that awareness, that illumination, the sun, the brightness, the stability, the security that you need. And it's all coming for you. Wow. And interestingly, the Tower. So this is a major arcana card. So what this is saying is that there is a major shift. And this was in pile 2's reading. But so this is bringing about a major shift. It's tearing apart the old way of doing things, the old you, allowing you to securely move forward, but it's letting you release the things that aren't you, so to speak. It's letting you walk solidly, which I think is what you've wanted. You have felt out of balance. You have felt like this is the light in the unexpected. If you look at these two cards, they literally, I feel like, are kind of doing the same thing. They both have this bolt of energy, and it's a dark card. Both of them are dark cards. And as you can see, when this energy comes in, it's like this ground pulls apart, and he's or she is seeing something in a new way. Everything changes from something that is coming in, and it's all coming in from this like flash of light, this awareness, this energy that's coming into your body, into your awareness, something. It's creating this shift and creating the merging of the things that have kept you separated, creating more balance, and inevitably will bring in some security. It's funny because 8 and 8 is 16. And that's what this is, the card number 16, which reduces to a 7, which creates a whole new set of choices for you. So I feel like it, truthfully, I mean, it kind of feels a little bit scary. That's what I'm going to say, is it feels like everything that's happening when you've been disconnected can feel a little bit scary, a little bit dark, a little bit uncertain. But inevitably, you are going to be in a better place for everything that's happening. And it's going to happen very fast. It's almost like you're going to be off balance and you're not going to know like what hit you kind of thing. It's like it's going to come, I feel like, that way. And then you'll end up being more secure, more in balance, and more, you're going to know you in a new way. And that means that everything around you will change as well. So I hope this helps with the question that you had, reading number 3. And if you're looking for a private reading, if you'd like more information about what it is that you're facing and you would like a private reading, then reach out to my email and we'll set something up through Zoom. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Have an amazing day. Bye now.